Hey guys, Bubba here. Hey, I wanted to do this video right here that you're watching last night, but I actually decided to wait until this morning and put it together. But guys, have you seen this about the extremely deadly disease with a 30% death rate? Has been detected in Georgia, but it's also been detected here in Florida. This Eastern Equine Encephalitis. This is no joke with these mosquitoes. And with everything going on, I can honestly see the bottles of off and bug spray flying off the shelves very soon. I mean, there's so many things going on, and we know with all the genetically modified mosquitoes that they've been releasing, and we'll talk about that more here pretty soon, because I want to talk about how this ties into the beast of the earth with Revelation 6:8. But guys, have you ever seen so many strange diseases suddenly breaking out all over the earth at the same time? I've never seen it. I mean, we've gone from COVID to bird flu to monkeypox, and they're all making headlines around the world. But of course, these aren't the only pestilences that we're currently dealing with. Here's a couple of them here in the past few days. Look at Canada. Presumptive cases of avian bird flu found in skunks and foxes found in Saskatoon. The avian bird flu found in foxes? What? But you've got dengue fever and everything else going on from Malaysia to the Philippines. India, you've got the water, but also India has the tomato flu with a chickenpox type outbreak that is spreading right now. We'll talk about that later, but looky there, Iraq, a deadly nosebleed fever shocks. As cases surge, guys, there is all kinds going up. Even in Congo has reports of Ebola, cholera, measles, monkeypox, plague, and typhoid outbreaks simultaneously at the same time. This is absolutely getting nuts, and we are just setting it all up for the beast of the earth. With plagues and diseases, I mean, a few years ago, most of us never gave much thought to these disease outbreaks. But now they're seemingly popping up everywhere. Well, we've got a new one to add to the list. According to WSB-TV in Atlanta, 2 mosquito pools in southern Georgia have tested positive for disease known as Eastern Equine Encephalitis. 2 mosquito pools down there. And EEE is a virus that is spread to people through a bite of an infected mosquito. It has a death rate of close to 30% when you get it. You know, although it's rare, it's very serious, and the survivors have many ongoing neurological problems. There's no current vaccines to prevent this or medicines to treat it, but there is one for the horses. Okay, go figure that one out. Of course there is. But you know what? They are working on a phase 1 trial now for a bunch of them, and it seems to be working okay, but we know how that goes. And, you know, death usually occurs 2 to 10 days after the onset of the symptoms, but it can occur much later. And look at what the CDC says. Use bug spray. Use insect repellent. Basically, they tell you the way not to get any of these viruses from the mosquitoes is to stay away from where mosquitoes are. Okay, I don't know about you all, but where we live, mosquitoes come inside. So, you know, from going in and out, and, they say to use everything from DEET to this, that, the other. But guys, these bug spray things are going to be flying off the shelves. Look at this here in Iraq. This Crimean-Congo Hemorrhagic Fever continued to sweep through, and what this is, it's an outbreak of a nosebleed fever, and it's spreading very quickly, and it's being spread by ticks, and you can actually bleed to death. This is absolutely nuts. They're going through an outbreak more severe than monkeypox now. You know, it's deadly in up to 40% of the people who get this. 2/5 of the people. It's claimed 19 deaths among 111 cases this year alone. Now 120 people have gotten it since January. Actually, this needs to be updated because there's 19 now, and it is 120 people. The number of cases being recorded this year is unprecedented. In previous years, cases could be counted on the fingers of one hand. So what happens is that the tick gets his meal and its blood from the farm animals, domestic animals, even birds, and then transmit it to humans. Humans can then also pick it up from slaughtering the sheep or the goats, but then once the humans get it, they can transfer it to each other by their saliva or their blood. Here's another one. While it hasn't made it to America yet, we've got the tomato flu. Yes, it's tomato season, but this is a flu that's been going on in India with over 100 children already affected. And the majority of them are being affected under the age of 5 years old. And their symptoms are often quite like this, like chickenpox or even monkeypox. There's so many poxes going on, or shingles. What's going on? What's going on? Well, I think we all have a lot of ideas of what's going on with everything they've been stabbing in us the past couple years. But as this continues to build up, it just gets crazier and crazier and crazier, like this encephalitis that's going on in Taiwan. 22 severe cases of ages 1 to 12 with these kids, and 10 deaths linked to the disease. in the same age group, but they're spreading out in increasing numbers also in Hong Kong. They're watching this. But they've also got circulating vaccine-derived polio virus. They're in Israel now with Congo. We just read about them a minute ago with all the outbreaks happening at the same time, and now they have a derived polio virus as well. What is going on? Well, the CDC.gov down there says the result has been new strains of polio from what they've been doing in the past. So if it makes a comeback, what's next? So now that we touched on the small little bitty animals like the mosquitoes and ticks, what about all the increased animal attacks that's going on? You know, fatal animal attacks are most likely in West Virginia, and a girl who's 9 years old survived a rare cougar attack the other day in Washington State. You know, as we get closer to our famine, the animals are going to start getting hungry too, because when we run out of food, they're going to be running out of food, and they're going to be coming for any food they can get a hold of. And as the Great Reset unfolds in the World Economic Forum, as they want us to move into their smart cities, the animals are going to continue to follow us as well, which is why I wanted to talk today about the beast of the earth, because, guys, the signs are here. Everything's here. Let's go. I love to talk about anti-Bible prophecy and how it all lines up with everything going on. I've been studying for almost 40 years now, and it's wild because the revelations sealed in the book of Daniel are now being revealed in these very final days. Let's get going. Revelation 6:8. I looked, and there behold me was a pale horse. Its rider was named Death, and hell, or Hades, was following close behind him. They were given power. Who was given power? Death and hell, over 1/4 of the earth, to kill by sword, famine, plague, and by the wild beasts of the earth. I think we all understand what sword means. Famine, with all the hunger that's going on with the wheat, the plagues, the viruses. But the wild beast of the earth has always just been inside my mind, just because I've loved animals since I was a kid. And I've always wondered, how would this go down? You know, whether it's something as small as a tick or a mosquito to something like this talks about an animal, a wild beast, a beast. And once you get in deeper into the Greek, it talks about a brutal beast by nature, never referring to animals used for sacrifice. But when you go into the feminine side of the thera wording of it, it means to prey or to hunt down this wild beast and trap that person or that animal. And yeah, I did say person for a reason, because that's kind of been on my mind, because this kind of leads right into the next verse where it talks about the souls that are crying out. But guys, whether it starts here with the ticks, and then I see this next image coming up about the scorpions, and it reminded me of the 5 months when those demonic scorpions come out and they sting people for 5 months that don't have the seal of God on their forehead. And the wild beasts of the earth are just going to be absolutely insane, I believe, as I believe it's all going to come together in a combo. So I'm going to wrap this up now and give everyone some encouragement. My favorite is Jesus himself here in John 14, verses 1-3. Don't let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God. Trust also in me, Jesus. There is more than enough room in my Father's home. If that were not so, would I have not told you that I am going to prepare a place for you? Jesus continues talking and says, when everything is ready, I will come and get you, so that you will always be with me where I am. And you know the way to where I'm going. If you ask any child today in Sunday school and point to the Father's house, their hands will go straight up to the sky. They know where the Father's house is, do you? But my favorite here is Titus 2:13. And I'm going to use the Amplified Bible, but I love this. It says, awaiting and confidently expecting that the fulfillment of our blessed hope and the glorious appearing of our great God and Savior, Jesus Christ. And when you go deeper into the Greek translation to find out, this means to, when it says looking for the blessed hope, it means to constantly be looking for the return of your Messiah. Guys, are you ready to go home? I know I am. Guys, seriously, this is no time to be goofing off. The signs are here. The end is coming. The apocalypse is right around the corner. This is no time to be playing the game, guys. It is go time. If you are looking around not seeing the signs and the writing on the wall, what are you looking for? I'm looking for the blessed hope. What about you? These verses here are very key, in my opinion, talking to the virgins there with the bridegroom, talking about a Galilean wedding and being ready. If you get a chance, watch the documentary Before the Wrath. But guys, do not become drowsy or fall asleep looking for your bridegroom. Jesus is coming. I'll see you here, there, or in the air. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon.